No, I haven't sailed to French Polynesia in one day. I'm in a beautiful little bay. I suppose you're wondering how I got here. Well, let me show you. Ahoy, my hearties. I've just been very pleasantly woken up with a double sausage and egg McMuffin from Guy. It better be a double one. Anyway, yeah, so I'm setting off today. It is the day. As you can see, the motor will probably be on for large bits of it. There's another boat going with me, David on Queen's Gambit. Guy, who's a good friend from Marina, is crewing on his boat, so going to be buddy boating, whatever you call it. The boat is almost ship shape and kind of Bristol fashion. It's maybe Bognor Regis fashion or something like that. But I'm knackered. I'm just going to sleep across Lyme Bay. There'll be no footage of the middle of Lyme Bay because I'll just be snoozing. Yeah, let's cut to me leaving then. In a bit. See you in a bit. Graceful. Wow, ahoy! Yeah, sorry, I probably should have filmed me putting the sail up, but she's up. I'll film it next time and pretend it was this time. There's not much wind, so I'm just motor sailing towards the east entrance over there, into the sunset, into the sunrise, and then we'll turn into the sunset later. I've got my Orca set up, everything's charged up. Tim's dropped me some more power stuff off, which is fantastic. Not much to see or do around here. I'll film me going out at the entrance. How do I feel? Excited, sick, underprepared, all those good things. A bit emotional, like saying goodbye to all my mates that I've made and hoping they're still here when I get back and all the rest of it, but you know, there's a few different people setting off at the same time. which is always a good sign, because that means I've probably not cocked up my timings. Yeah, so David's behind me over there. You probably won't see him because I don't have a zoom camera, but I'll get some footage of me going through the entrance, and then it's down to the bill. Whew. All my fenders are in as well, first time in ages. Fenders in, lines in, shouldn't be needing them bad boys for a while. Whoop! Ahoy! We're part way down to the bill. We've got an absolute flotilla out here. I'm not at the front, but I'm not at the back. Just on pot watch now and big massive buoy watch. Why am I so close to that buoy? Well, it's because I've got a pot buoy on this side, and I'd rather keep to leeward of the pot buoy, which will go in my prop, rather than that one, which will just scratch my boat. So yeah, all good in the hood. Should be bang on time for the bill. I'm cruising at approximately, stand by, what's that say, 5.5 knots? And it's nice comfortable RPM. I've actually backed it off a little bit because I think I was just spewing fuel in and doing nothing, so backed off. She's ticking over, not jinxing. Yeah, Dave and Guy and Stacey are directly behind me. They're with me all the way to Penarth and Portishead, which will be good. I've probably already said that, but I'm feeling good, you know. I mean, something's going to go wrong. Well, something already has. So I thought my fuel tank was full, but it turns out that the side gauge was just died, so I thought, oh well, I'll dip it just to make sure this morning, and I only had about a quarter of a tank of fuel, which probably would have got me there, but so I put 20 litres out of the jerry can in, and Dave's got a 50 litre jerry can that I can borrow until I get shorter for some fuel, so I've got plenty. I mean, that's 24 hours of running right there, so I'll be right. Right, I've got to go and concentrate. I've got a job to do, for Christ's sake. Okay, Madame and Monsieur. Queen's Gambit is cruising along at the side of me. And there, in the distance, is the Portlandville Lighthouse and the obelisk. Excuse me. I've just radioed Guy to see if he wanted to come and hold the tiller a minute while I roll a smoke, but apparently he's not got a long enough extension, so that's that. The plan is to keep the top of the obelisk inside of the red band of the lighthouse, and that means you're close enough that you're not in the race and far enough out that you're not going to hit anything. So that's the plan. Let's see if we execute it. Probably not. This is me we're talking about. It's not a bad morning, is it? I've had worse days, I really have. As you saw, the bill is done as she disappears into the sunrise, or whatever you say. Queen's Gambit is, hang on, I can't see the screen, there. We have a few other boats around. That is the Isle of Portland there, and then that is Chesil Beach, which is a spit of land, and then the fleet's up there. Yeah, all stuff around that, you know, it's places and stuff. I don't know about history and things. I'm sure it's got some. Let me check for buoys. Yeah, so we're basically making our own wind. Another 20 minutes or so, we should be out of any buoys until I think we reach the middle of Line Bay. So I'm aiming slightly south of Brixham. Because we want to land up tide of it, and the tide will be coming from the south when we get there. It doesn't really matter, it's like 8 hours away at a point where it's comfortable basically. We're making our own wind, unfortunately, so the sails, it's doing a bit of something but not much. Yeah, we tried sort of getting onto attack and stuff, but basically wherever we pointed, that was where the wind came from. So that's how you know you're making your own. The autopilot is doing my job for me. I'm going to call it Madeline, because it can get me there. I don't know. I'll think that one through. Just a day on the water, isn't it? See you in a bit. update number something. We've been going about 2.5 hours. All motor. It's going to be motor all the way, I think, actually. Which, you know, first day of massive sailing thing, motoring all day. But, you know, the important thing is to get going. There'll be plenty of days of sailing to come. If I have to motor across Line Bay, I have to motor across Line Bay. Give the engine a good chance to stretch its legs, check everything over. Yeah, basically just, there's actually a guy on a kayak just over there. I don't know if you can see him. Dude's on a kayak and he's nearly catching us up. I am devastated. I could increase the RPM a little bit. We're doing 4.4 over ground. We're going to pick up some more tide, but you know, she's happy. I'm not overstressing the engine. I'll get there at 5:30 at this speed, so that's plenty. Yeah, keep calm and carry on. And just down below, we're poodling along. Good thing about having David and Guy and Stacey literally 30 metres off my starboard beam is that I'm gonna have a little sleep. Might have a little poo, and then I'm gonna have a little sleep. And they're just watching my boat for me. We're in the middle of Line Bay, there's not much gonna happen. You stupid idiot. Do not say things like that. See you in a bit. I would like to draw your attention to something. I'm gonna pass it by because we're alright. Oh, actually, I might be making a mistake here. It looks like a pot marker. I thought somebody had put like a little black pot marker on the floor, but actually, if I can get close to it, it is a deflated helium balloon, it looks like. I don't have my boat hook handy, but I should have I thought it was a pot boy, so I didn't have my boat hook here. If I'd have known it was some detritus, I would have tried and picked it out. But that's where your birthday balloons end up. Don't let them go, please. You may notice it's quite quiet. I'm doing a sailing, sort of. Alright, I need to get this set up. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, so sails up. I've got a reef in the main just because it was already in and I can't be bothered shaking it out. I'm sort of getting as close to the wind as I can, but unfortunately I'm pointing closer to France than Brixham. So that's not great. However, I am sailing and letting the engine cool down and stuff like that. So what I might do is I'll probably sail on like this, and then I might put a tack in and give the engine a chance to chill out for a bit, start it back up later, and yeah, we're doing a sailings. My wind speed indicator has died, but be alright. Catch up with you shortly. Yeah, I've been hands off the tiller now for about 5 minutes. She's just perfectly balanced and gliding through the water. Like 5.5 knots I think I'm doing. Stand by. Oh no, sorry. 6 knots, hands free, in about 8 knots of wind. Oh, I'm in love. 6.2. I think I do have a little bit of tide with it now, but I don't care, I'm still counting it. Beautiful, not doing anything. Pretty cool, isn't it, this sailing malarkey? I'm going to put a tack in because I'm like miles off course, and I'm very rubbish at doing it. It takes me a bit, so don't laugh, but you know, we're going to do that. Alright, I'm going. Well, it was nice while it lasted. I've got a engine. Ahoy! It is midday. It's not cold. I'm just keeping the sun off my head. I've got a hat somewhere, but I don't know where. You could say I'm not very prepared for this. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't know where my sunglasses either. I had them on before, but I've lost them. Which isn't as bad as what David lost over the back of his boat, which was his phone. So that's super handy for him. Poor fella. Yeah, midday. ETA probably between 4 and 5, I think. Yeah, between 4 and 5. I'm going to try for Something Cove. I think it's mooring buoys though. And there's only 3 of them, so we'll see. I'm knackered. I've just tried having a little 10-minute cat nap and I maybe got 30 seconds. Yeah. All is good in the hood. Don't jinx it. Queen's Gambit's just in front of me over there. I'll let them know on the radio I was getting my head down, so they're basically in front of me, see if there's any pots or anything probably. Pretty cool, isn't it? Just the wind. Wish the wind wasn't straight on the nose. As soon as I got sailing earlier, it was just glorious. Like 6.5 knots, easy. And that's with a reef in the main as well. Yeah, I'll give you an update when there's something to update you about. Turns out sailing's quite boring. Who knew? I don't know if you can see them, but I think we've got some little pilot doodads. Dolphins! Queen's Gambit, dolphins on my bow.
Well, hey, you got the flipper with you?
Wow! The dolphins! I think that's it for the show, but it was still good fun. Yeah, I think I just drove through their little pod or something. They were like little itty bitty doodaddy ones. Right, let's get back to the cockpit. They're back. Oh, I need to turn the radio off, otherwise I'll get demonetized. They were, oh, over there. You won't be able to see them on this little camera. I need a big camera, really. I want to see an orca, but a friendly orca. Queen's Gambit's over there. Apparently they had a couple of dolphins on their stern. I said, yeah, but mine are better dolphins. They're my dolphins. I look ridiculous in this hat. Anyway, yeah, may as well give you an update while I'm here. We are going to get there at 16:20 or so. It's now 12:30, so 4 more hours. I've got a problem with my auto helm, my tiller pilot, but I believe I've traced it to a loose connection that I can fix at anchor in a little bit. Doing a sailing and well, it's not really a sailing. Mains up. I'm doing a motor sailing and stuff. So the crew of Queen's Gambit decided they could navigate their own way to Brixham, and ended up a couple of miles south of me, which is very weird because I was pointing at Brixham, and they swear completely that I was in the wrong. However, they're the ones back following me, so who do you think was really right? Answers on a self-addressed postcard of some description. We're about 2 and a bit hours away, I think. There's a nice fog bank rolling in along there. I don't know if you can make it out or not. It's probably just haze, but it certainly wasn't that bad earlier. Well, it is what it is. Fog's fog. Going to anchor and try and pick up a mooring buoy at Churston Cove or something. They may raft up on the mooring buoy if there is only one. If not, I'm going to anchor in some place. Yeah, it's been a good trip. Boring. I've had the little radio playing over there. The orca's doing well. I was made aware that the link stopped working. It's because I accidentally switched off the power to the big orca thing inside, and then I've not had internet to sort of reshare my location. If that gets powered off, then it doesn't share it again. It's privacy things until you tell it that it can, but only if it loses power. So yeah, I've got no way of getting another link up because I've got no interwebs. So that's that. You'll just have to find out where I am some other way. Right, see you in a bit. Oh, I'll do an obligatory pan around. In a bit. It's been a minute. I don't know if you can see this, but the that line there, the predicted line doodad, is 1 hour, and this down here is Brixham, and we're going to Churston Cove. Oh bollocks! Honestly, how many times do I say every time I'm on the camera the phone goes off, and now it does it in the middle of a sea? I'll be back. It was my mate Danny. It's always Danny who rings whenever it goes off on the phone. It's like he's got some kind of psychic connection when he knows it'll be really inopportune. Yeah, so we're going in this little nubbly bit here if we can get in. If not, we'll go to there or anywhere along here, really. The winds are going to be coming from this direction and this direction over the night. So, yeah, we're nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from that little bit of sailing I did, it's all been motoring, but I'm happy that I will have put 11 hours on the engine. So I'll check the oil and everything when we stopped and see if she's burnt any and carry on regardless. What can you do? Well, my autopilot has completely given up now. Oh no, it's flashing again. It's just a loose connection, but I really need to sort it, because what happens is it just goes and then it dies and you've no idea it stopped dying until you realise you're pointing the wrong way. So that's a job for tonight at anchor. I'm only maybe 45 minutes away, so 45 minutes of hand steering fine. Yeah, see how it goes. I'm gonna drop the main. You probably won't see me. Oh yeah, topping lift. Always forget the topping lift. Oh yeah, camera. Forgot you were there. Alright, I'm doing a thing. Oh, as you saw, I got the thingy working, the doodad. Autopilot, tiller pilot. Right, let's go and get a bloody anchor down. I'm famished. I very nearly did a thing. So this is Brixham over here somewhere in the harbour. That's the end of the harbour wall where that white doodad is. We're going to go and try and anchor out of the way around there somewhere. It should be fun. I can't find my boat hook. I know I put it somewhere, but somewhere is somewhere that I don't know. So we might be picking up a mooring buoy, so that'll be fun with no boat hook. But I have a method. Well, DCW had a method that he told me, so yeah, honestly, these last, like, I don't know, mile or so is going to take seemingly longer than the rest of the entire trip. But we did a thing, we got here. Hashtag nobody died, etc. Right, I'm going to get back on with doing some stuff. The 360 camera has shafted me again. I had it set up on the front to come in, and I was getting the mooring buoy, which is just out the front of the boat there. But I'm on a mooring buoy like that one. They're leaving. There's Queen's Gambit on theirs. Look at this little spot. Pretty special, eh? I'm going to sort out the lines to my mooring buoy properly, because I couldn't find my boat hook because I'm dead good like that. So I did DCW's trick and I lassoed it. However, the buoys go quite a bit under the surface and the line didn't sink and go around it, so it came off when I was at the bow, but it just came slowly down the side, so I managed to hook it again, secure it when it was off my quarter, hold it, get a good grip on it, and then basically just walk it up to the bow and attach it. No drama whatsoever. Slow is pro, and I was basically doing 0, so that makes me quadruple pro. I think we're going to dinghy ashore and get a beer. Well, I don't think I will actually. It's a tiny dinghy, it only gets one person in. There are 4 of us, that's like 3 trips all the way into Brixham or whatever. Seems a bit pointless, so I might just give that a miss. I've got stuff to do on the boat anyway, so this could be the end of the day. I'll speak to you when I edit it. Told you I'd speak to you when I edit it. An editing kit I am. So basically I ended up in Brixham, as you can see here, because Queen's Gambit had an alternator problem. Their batteries when they got there were down at like 11 volts or something. So straight away, alternator issue. So Queen's Gambit came up to my boat, I hopped on, and then we went off into Brixham where they went alongside. We fixed the alternator. It was a dodgy bracket. Me and Guy did that in 20 minutes. Went ashore, had some food, saw some sights, and then Guy dinged me back to my boat before the sun went down, which was exciting because it's a tiny little dinghy into and the wind and the swell, and I just got drowned. I just thought we were going to die. A brand new outboard. It had no oars with it. It's like, so no, they take a couple. DCW suggested this. They take a couple of dinner plates so you can just use them for oars. Yeah, so how did the day go? Bit disappointing motoring all day, but it was nice to get going. If you don't initially get going, then you don't go anywhere, do you? So it was good to get the first day out of the way. As you know now, I'm sat in Penzance editing this for a couple of days due weather. Yeah, it was a good experience. It's really nice having Queen's Gambit nearby and having a laugh with them guys. They're all good fun. Yeah, tune in next week. Next week we will be going from Brixham to Corsands Bay. It was. Yeah, and my anchor dragged. Only initially when I was setting it up, I had a bit of a mess around setting it up, and I put it down in the wrong place as well. It was just a bit of a inexperienced mistake, but no risk to anything or anybody. It was, I just lifted the anchor up and moved elsewhere, put it down, and it was fine. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is day 1 of 1,700 miles of me sailing around in a little old boat with no experience and being a div. Let's hope the rest is fun. Whoop!